54. The Promise of Strand Beach. Strand Beach was a place of endless possibility, a place where the ocean met the horizon and anything seemed possible. The moment I stood on the shore, feeling the warm sand shifting beneath my toes and the wind whipping my hair into a wild tangle, the thrill of adventure coursed through my veins. The beach was alive with the sound of surfers and kite surfers, their laughter and shouts carrying on the breeze as they rode the waves. Settling into my new life in Somerset West, I was thrilled to discover that this sacred space was only a stone's throw away, a mere 1 kilometre from my flat. It was as if divinity had conspired to bring me to this place, to wrap me in the soothing balm of Mother Ocean's presence. During my solo treks along the beach, the gentle lapping of the waves at my ankles allowed me to come to terms with the shattered life I had left behind in Oudtshoorn. I wept in abandonment for the loss of my 2 children. The updates from Alette about Grace's blossoming at Marianne's home and Bella's adaptation to her new home brought me comfort. Even the news about Luca's foster family deciding to keep him and Fokkie's happiness in his new home couldn't help but bring a smile to my face. As I allowed divinity's message about my transition from the realm of judgment to the realm of grace to settle in, I began to grasp the true meaning of operating under grace. I made a vow to myself that I would never again surrender my autonomy to anyone who didn't honor my inherent worth, my birthright to live in my own power. For too long, the fractures of my past, the adoption, the struggle to find my place in the world, had left me with a blurred sense of self, a fragmented identity that had made it impossible for me to live within my own truth. I recognized that I had been living in the shadow of others' expectations, rather than embracing my own unique essence. But I vowed to never again compromise my own worth and dignity, and to only let people into my life who mirrored back to me my own value, my own beauty, and my own truth. This moment marked a seismic shift in perspective, equipping me to face the myriad trials that fate had yet to reveal. However, despite the sense of promise and possibility, I was starkly aware that Henny's true agenda remained unchanged. He was still doggedly working to stall our divorce. He was maliciously spreading lies about me and nursing the outrageous expectation that I should be bankrolling him with hefty handouts. He stubbornly remained in my house in Oudtshoorn, clinging to his barricaded life as part of his tactics to stall not only the divorce, but also the sale of the house. The new buyers had taken possession of the property, and they had no interest in indulging his antics. Unlike me, they didn't feel obligated to accommodate his demands. The clock was ticking towards 28 February, when I had promised the buyers vacant occupation, and Henny's unwillingness to budge was becoming increasingly apparent. His behavior was a stark contrast to my own character, and this only served to highlight his true nature. As the masks fell away, I was left to confront the reality of who he really was. It was a truly sickening sight. The prospects of my getting divorced in 2018 had vanished like mist on the ocean, and I was left to navigate the uncertain waters of my personal life. However, Natasha did have some good news. She had arranged a meeting with a judge adjudicating our divorce. The meeting was set for 14 January, and Natasha hoped it would put an end to Henny's delaying tactics. As I navigated life's challenges, Strand Beach became my soul's solace. It was a place of endless possibility, where the horizon beckoned like an outstretched hand, inviting me to surrender to the infinite. Walking along the beach, I felt the weight of the world slowly lifting, like the ebbing tide relinquishing its grasp on the shore. The ocean's energy coursed through my veins, whispering ancient secrets to my soul, reminding me of my place in the universe. In this sacred place, time lost all meaning. The past, with its burdens and regrets, dissolved like sea foam on the shore. The future, with its anxieties and uncertainties, receded into the distance, a mere whisper on the wind. All that remained was the present moment, pure and unadulterated, a precious gift from divinity to be cherished and savoured. As I walked, I felt a sense of liberation unfolding within me, like the unfurling of a sail catching the wind. I was enveloped in a deep connection to all that lay around me, and the rhythmic pulse of the waves merged with my heartbeat, a potent elixir that healed and revitalized me. I remembered the promise of the hero on horseback, and my heart skipped a beat with excitement. I was eager to be loved, to be seen, to be heard. In that moment of heightened expectation, my anticipation mounted as I channeled in my journal on 30 November. Alyosika, you are going to meet a very, very special and significant person. Yes, your heart rate is speeding up and you are smiling, wondering, sensing, knowing. You have been waiting for this. You are ready to receive. You have been gifted to give what is required of you.